Um, I'm just trying to make sure it's recording before I get started. So I'm just pull up some simple stuff real quick, and then we can kind of give a breakdown of how everything's gonna go here. If that's all right with everybody. Let's see. Let's see. All right, good people. So today I'm going to be keeping it super simple. I'm going to be creating an automated AI bot, social media bot, to be specific. Why am I doing this? Because I legitimately have this problem. My problem, hold on. My problem is that I have a couple of companies, right? So, well, I guess really I only have two. But then I have, a personal Instagram, a personal LinkedIn, and I'm also trying to build at the same time. So, since that's the case, I need a better way to organize and orchestrate posting, ideation, creating ideas, brainstorming, actually, delivering the content, having scripts, footage, uploading stuff. I mean, in this current landscape, with how AI is currently, I mean, guys, you would have to be kind of like, I mean, there's just so much going on that, and there's just so many ways to just up your productivity that I have to get involved. I can't sit here and not create something to just save like, 10 hours a week. So that's what I'm gonna do. Let's call this asthma. ASMA. Somebody's gonna steal my name, but it's asthma. Automated social media assistant or AI social media assistant. Asthma. I had asthma growing up, so it's kind of hidden, very close to home. So, let's see. So basically, we're gonna create like a planning doc. So I'm gonna show y'all like basically, how I kind of do every project for the most part. And so what I mean by that is we're gonna start from like, I had this idea like yesterday evening, and because I was just tired of again just having to do so much when it comes to posting. So we're gonna take literally the idea from my head, put it on the paper, plan it really quick. Then we're gonna start doing it using n8n, and we're gonna figure out what tools we're gonna use. And then yeah, and guess what? We're gonna have ChatGPT help us do all of this, right? Like, so this is gonna be like super crazy. Um, keep it super simple. I'm gonna make a new project. Let's call this asthma. So we're gonna move that in here because I was already kind of doing some research. So asthma. So yeah, I kind of made this thumbnail and stuff using this, but pretty much what I got ChatGPT to tell me already was okay. So I said, hey man, how can I leverage a tool like n8n to manage and create social media content for my nonprofit, for-profit, and personal brand? Solopreneur, let me be more efficient and produce content on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, Medium, and Instagram threads daily. acquiring as little time for myself as possible, leveraging automation that doesn't dilute the message or value my content. Give me a breakdown on how to leverage. I've been calling it NAN. I just realized it might be n8n. Some people have been calling it. I'm still calling it NAN. 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 To get the best results and become nearly superhuman. Okay, I know. A beautiful prompt. So says, hey, below is a framework, right? Boom, high level strategy. We want a central content repository. So we want a single database, right? So that's easy enough. We want a single database where we can collect the information, synthesize it, and basically we can, talk to the AI and it can have a repository to pull this data from. So we're going to either use Google Sheets, Airtable, or Notion. So everybody knows Google Sheets. So we're going to use Google Sheets to keep it very simple, right? I use Notion a lot, but I know it's a paid tool, so I don't want to use it in this just because, like, I want you guys to be able to feel like you can do this exact same thing word for word, bar for bar, without having to, break the bank at all. So each entry includes metadata. Like, okay, so we're gonna have to store some metadata, description, title, keywords, stuff like that. And then like which brand is it for? Is it for nonprofit, for profit, or personal? So we might even just skip that piece and just do this straight for. We're probably just going to focus on Premier Leaf, and then, we're going to add some stuff to abstract it a bit so it works for each brand. Premier Leaf is the for-profit, by the way. Okay. So, cool. Then we're going to schedule publishing. So we can schedule publishing either through Buffer, Hootsuite, Later. These are type of apps. We can use APIs to post stuff easy. So we're going to build the workflow in N. We're going to have a content ideation and collection. So we're going to listen for new ideas. So basically, this might be triggered through. So we're going to use Slack too. So we're going to use old Slacky to basically allow us the ability to chat with the bot very simply as though we're chatting with a friend. Right. So my team, we use Slack all the time. So I'm gonna add this to our Slack channel and pretty much just get this thing working, talking to it. It's gonna text me daily, tell me, hey man, here's ideas. What do you want me to go live with? I'm gonna tell it, hey, machine, go live with the post now. Okay. Content creation and transformation. So we're gonna take the core draft and we're gonna transform that into content so we can have it rewrite. Blah blah blah. So let's start very simple. So ChatGPT gave us an outline. So we're gonna say let's just start with like what do we want this thing to do, right? Our features. Yes. So apparently I can't get caps lock to work. So features. So idea creation / ideation. So basically, so a problem that I have, I like to tell stories. I like to, pull excerpts, things of that nature. So I want this bot to do research in my niche. I want it to, hey, research all the, trending news. I want it to research even potentially historical news from like the 50s to 60s, pull different ideas from different sources, and then just have me like, just scroll through those ideas and figure out which one I like the best, and then it can, repurpose it into how I need it. So let's do just that. And then like which brand is it for? Is it for nonprofit, for profit? Personal. So we might even just skip that piece and just do this straight for. We're probably just gonna. Okay, so I just realized my mic was reverberating for the first 6 minutes of this video. So hopefully I can like trim this crap down when it comes to like post. So like, yeah, but sorry for anybody that had to endure that. But basically we're starting idea creation / ideation. Is what one of the features is. So machine. So we want idea creation slash ideas. And like, I'm not going to get too technical because this is going to be a quick MVP. Right. So, uh, yeah. So I guess the subsection is, so, all right. Another part of stuff is also seeing what other people did before you. Right. So I'm gonna pull up some resources to see some stuff. So, all right, let's see what this guy did.
Some of these you might not use add to the database, or whether we are trying to get content, or whether we are trying to update the different workspace, the no-code architecture, short title based on the content, and then we're taking the content that the user gave us in Slack and we're adding that to the database and that message back to the user. Now n8n, the length of the text, just so I have here, I'm going to save things.
So basically, this guy is
uses
taking
to determine,
the text,
and I'm just remembering.
So using Slack as a trigger. We can use Slack as a trigger for now. But essentially, we want it to automate. So we want our trigger to just be like the time of day. So like every day at 8 a.m., we want new ideas. So we can just start very simply there. So we're going to start with this first feature, idea creation slash ideation. So basically, I want to create a bot that is going to create me ideas and is going to give me ideas every day at 8 a.m. Okay. So let's start there just to get things flowing, right? Because we're starting from scratch. I don't want to bore you guys to death. I want to deliver something of value. So let's try to get the value delivered. So I'm going to create an n account because I've actually never used n8n, which is, not false advertising. Because if you read the description, if people read nowadays, you would see that I clearly stated. And like, I'm not going to get too technical because this is going to be a quick MVP. All right. So, uh, yeah. So I guess the subsection is. I'm just making sure my mic's working, guys. Don't mind me. Trending news. Not even just enter that. So I guess the subsection is. All right, so let me just approve that email. So, all right. Another part of stuff is also seeing what other people did before you, right? So, I'm gonna pull up some resources to see some stuff. So, all right, let's.
Based on the content, and then we're
Wonder, can you guys hear me worse or better now? I wonder if it's like worse or better. Is it worse, or better? You should kind of test this stuff before you start a stream. But what are you, like a stream pro? All right, so we came over here and we confirmed. So what are the size of your company? Less than 20. Have you used these tools before? Yeah, I've used Zapier. Yeah, I use Make. Okay. How did you hear about that? Probably, I don't know, bring the word of mouth. Maybe Google once. I fucking have no clue. Okay. Skip. Start automating. So yeah, we're gonna skip the tutorial. I do not encourage you guys to skip the tutorial because obviously tutorials are there for a reason. But we're gonna start from scratch because we're a pro. We're pros. Okay. So that a first step. So I've used Make and Zapier before, which are very similar tools to this, um, except they're just different. But so the reason I wanted to use n8n or nan is simply because nan is technically free. See, I say free with air quotes, and it's significantly cheaper. That's like without question because like with the workflows, you're paying for like the entire workflow rather than in Zapier you're paying for like so basically if I were to have like a workflow with like 1,000 different actions it could take, then I would pay significantly more with Zapier than I would with Nan, right? And then the only thing about Nan is a little more technical, a little more involved compared to Zapier or Make, um, which are like advertised as more no code solutions. So let's see, we want to trigger. Yep, we're going to trigger manually for now. So we're going to add an AI agent. So okay, so it looks like we can actually hit the docs here to figure out more about the AI agent node. The AI agent node is an autonomous system that receives data, makes rational decisions, and acts within its environment to achieve specific goals. AI agent's environment is everything the agent can access that isn't the agent itself. So it might include customer queries, tools, or other contexts. Okay. The AI agent node gives you 6 lane chain agent options. On this page, you'll find a summary of the available agents. So we have a tool agent, APIs, to perform action and retrieve information. Understand the capabilities of different tools and determine which tool to use depending on the task. With tools. This agent has human-like conversation, can maintain context, understand user intent, and provide relevant answers. Agent is typically used for building chatbots, virtual assistants, and customer support systems. If your preferred AI model doesn't support tool calling or you're handling simpler interactions, this agent is a good option. Use this agent with OpenAI functions model. Plan to execute. This agent creates a high-level plan to solve the given task and execute the plan step by step. It's most used for tasks that require a structured approach and careful planning. Agent reasons about a given task, determines the necessary action, then executes them. It follows a cycle of reasoning and acting until it completes the task. The React agent can break down complex tasks into simpler subtasks, prioritize them, execute them one after another. Can't recall previous prompts or simply ongoing conversation. So the React agent does support memory subnodes. So this one can't remember things, but it can reason very well. SQL agent using SQL database as a source. Okay. So I think we want to use a tool data. Okay. See if we can get more details. So we use OpenAI, use the Grok chat model, Anthropic, or Azure, OpenAI chat model. Okay. So we can't use Perplexity, which is kind of what I wanted to use. Not gonna lie. So with this one, Yeah. So we can add a chat model. Oh, we can add Google Gemini, which Google Gemini is pretty cheap. Um, what do we think is best for when chat message received? What do you think is best? I think I'm gonna go with. I don't want to go with Gemini for searching, right? Because we wanna do. I want to say it's Perplexity, bro, but I can't. Can I not use Perplexity? Wanted to use Perplexity. Wow. I mean, Gemini is very cheap. So I'm gonna go to the Google Gemini AI API. Let's see. So we just want an AI key. Okay, so I'm actually gonna have to do this off screen because I don't want, y'all to steal my API key or anything. Let's get the API key. So basically, yeah, if you do exactly what I did before, taking the thing off screen, you can create your own Gemini API key. So I have mine copied. Um, create a new indental. I'm gonna have to pull this off screen too now. One sec. Okay. So easy enough. Whoa, what the thing trying to expose me? Okay. Hmm. So yeah, we can play with like which model is like the best once we get things like kind of down in this system. So okay, we got our chat model memory. So we can set up a Postgres chat memory. So let's go. So I like to use, uh, everybody kind of likes to use Supabase. Supabase is free. Again, I like free tools. Free tools. We can just continue with GitHub here. Authorize. So I just signed up for Supabase. See, I'm signing up for everything, guys. Like, this is grassroots. So I just want y'all to understand that, like, you know, I'm trying to show y'all just how to get it out the mud, man. Put your nose to the ground and just build. That's kind of what I'm doing because I just had a problem and I just want to solve it. So let's say, I don't know, we can call this primarily, I kind of want to call it architect. I don't know, type of organization, startup, company. I have no idea. 1 to 10, free plan, $0 a month. Free plan is $0 a month. So this is going to give you a lot in the free plan. A lot. Close to your users. I'm in nowhere near North Carolina. I'm like close to North Virginia. Not in Texas. My database password. Can I just generate one? All right, I'm gonna generate one, and I'm gonna put it in a nice secure spot. That did not just send myself to that. I didn't send that to myself in Slack or anything. Pardon me. Let's just call this asthma. Security options. Okay, that was good. Looks good. Okay. So that's simple. And then we have a database, right? Postgres. Setting up project. Okay. We're provisioning your database and API mode. This might take a few moments. So as that's, doing that, we can come over here. Like free tools. We can just continue with GitHub here. I have to pull this off screen too now. 1 sec. As soon as this finishes setting up, you can go ahead and make the connection to the database. Yeah. So in the meantime, suppose we can add some other stuff.
Hold on, take a look.
Sintra has just released AI employees.
Bro.
Most RAG tutorials table that manages my knowledge base has nothing in it at this point. And so now what I can do is I can go into the chat widget in the bottom middle.
So I just pulled up some guy because, we need a little help, which is fine. We just want to make
RAG
sure.
tutorials on YouTube,
So I
your
pulled up
classic
this guy.
to n8n. I'll click on manages my knowledge base has nothing in it at this point. And so now what I can do is I can go into the chat widget in the bottom middle here in my a question to
I could type a message here and I can say, "Hey, bro. Hey, this is a test. Can you respond to me?" Okay. So let's see if we.
Bring
It's the wrong guy.
my agent in a little bit here, but right now I want to show that it doesn't have this answer at this point. And so file here, and then that I'm the document will show more.
Did it get us that database? Let's see. I'm sure there's a easy way to connect to this. That just like, can I just like give it the URL string? Uh,
What these will bring in everything that you need for your Postgres connection for your chat memory. So you have your host database.
be like the config should be here. Just let's see. Hurry up.
things and work. I can add agents want a
Let's see. So we got host at the database. Oh, wait.
chat widget thing to be able to custom to you. And then you can also reveal and copy your service role secret as well. So both of these things in database and API we'll need later. So anyway, back over to n8n. What we're going to do here, let me point those 3-tier vector database. So anyway, back over to n8n, the easiest, but using Postgres with Supabase key, it is so easy. And Supabase is going to be just as easy. Google Drive, which is the way to really make it scalable. And that's what for the table name production ready. And so setting up the credentials, you just use the host database user and password that I showed how to get in Supabase. And then for the table name, it can be whatever you want. Want for so for account database, that's for Postgres. And then what you're going to need for the vector database side of things is everything that you need for your Postgres connection.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I need this transaction. One. Um, edit here. Let's see. Like you gotta be, willing to take an L real quick to take the W overall if you're picking up what I'm putting down. I think that's that, right? Mhm. Let's see. See, boom, that worked. So now our Postgres is connected.
And for Yo Mini, you can use that. It's going to store the chat memory just locally. It's going to be just as easy. Google Drive is going to be pretty easy as well. There's and get this because it's the easy for you if you don't have it created already. So you don't even have to create the table in Supabase for this to work with n8n, which just makes it so easy. And then for RAG, we're using this retrieve documents tool. There's a lot of different tools here, but I'm just using the vector store tool. And then connecting Supabase as my vector store. And so for the credentials for this one, you just need the host and service role secret, which I also showed how to get. And then closing out of this here, you just have to select the table name and the options for the query name. And to set up these two things, n8n has documentation for this as well. So I'll click on the docs here and then scroll down to where it says a quick start for setting up your
Okay, let's try to open Google back. Is it? Let me pull that over here, shall I? Trying to see how I can update. I've actually never used Gemini before, but I know it's just like significantly cheaper than the other ones that you can get started for free. Whereas the other ones you have to actually pay. So again, I'm just trying to help everybody. I think I'm gonna use Flash though. Oh, okay. So we got this sucker to respond. Yes. Hey, this is a test. What model is this? What AI model is this I'm speaking with? Large language made by Google. Which version? All right. Let's. Is it smart? Who doesn't release version numbers for its large language models are constantly being updated to it? Flyer. What's the last thing I asked you? Which version? Question. Think back to my first initial question. What was it? Hey, this is a Can you respond to me? Yeah. Okay. So if we go to our Super base now, we should be able to see all these chats histories in here. So let's go to database, public, tables, boom. So now we have three columns. Or sorry, so we have three columns, and so we have I think maybe 8 entries. Let's see. Oh, excuse me. So it's saving our chat history in this database. So that is smooth. So now that we got memory set up, we can add an action. So you give me all trending topics. So basically, we want to like give this thing instructions. So like it can already be synthesizing this stuff, right? Can you give me all trending topics for the last day in respect to burnout? News stories for community excerpts for the last month as it relates to burnout. How to get access to real-time information. Okay. So let's set up our scraper. I wonder how can I make like a little thing like this. Test tag. Like, how do I? Okay. So we got a basic setup here. So basically, now we want to add like a section. Like we want to basically Twitter search tweets. Let's go Twitter API. I'm calling it Twitter. I don't give a shit. Yeah, see, they even call it Twitter still, motherfuckers. Yeah. Program unique and advanced ways. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Right on these statements. Yeah. What? So we can read 100 posts per month. What the? $175 a month? Uh, I don't know about this, man. All right, might need to start like Reddit. Does Reddit have like what? Okay. So there's that post. So Yeah, so we might not use X just because like $175 a month is not something we want to play. I wonder if Threads have an API. Oh man, I count. Got it. Uh, so you can even repost. Okay, so let's set up Threads first. So we're gonna search burnout keywords on Threads. Um, how do I get started? Please be free. Please be free. I don't want people like giving my number up. So, mm, oh man, I need to go to the bathroom really bad. All right, verify my Thread account or my Threads. Please be free. Please be free, man. Twitter lost their mind, bro. I mean, it's ran by a guy that might have lost his mind, so makes sense. But 175 a month for like 500 reads, bro. They know all anybody is doing is reading, so they're really trying to tax on that. Reading them hashtags. App's name. Burnout. Let's see. Trend reader. I don't think I know my password, guys. I never know my password, bro. I think we want this keyword search. Let's see. So I'm looking for API token, access token that we can send. For some reason, sometimes Brave doesn't like to behave. So let's see. What is it? Log out. Log in. I guess. Sometimes this shit really grinds my gear. Grinds my gear. Sometimes this really grinds my gear. So people try to hack you, bro. Like that's so cap. Alright, we're not here for none of that. Alright, let's see. Valentine's Day. Stupid. Alright, let's see. Valentine's Day. So we basically want to come right here. Threads, API. Yeah, sometimes like they should be tweaked. Sometimes they should be tweaked, man. Sometimes they should be tweet. I mean, tweet. Sometimes they should be tweet. I mean, tweet ain't even trying to speak. I ain't gonna do that while y'all long. Yeah. Okay. Wait, where did Brave go? So all that and they still don't. Oh fuck. Oh, hold on. Let's see. Keyword search. It started. I'm just trying to see if I can add it to my account. But what? I'm gonna actually add my personal account because uh, uh, let's see. Uh, I mean, so I should be able to get the tokens, right? Oh, I added myself as a tester. Like, I'm trying to see where the docs would be. Okay, so there we go. I think I had it set incorrectly. So, I wonder if we do slash q, what would we do? Slash keyword underscore search, comma, q equals burnout and search underscore type equals recent. How about top? Hmm. Oh, I think I gotta do and fields equals ID text media type text media type uh, zoom. If you want that is keyword underscore search. Slash so it'd be q equals what? Q I want to see something because I do have Eagles lead. Yeah, so it's only searching my stuff. Hmm. Hmm. Be right back, guys.
If you have a 700 plus credit score, you qualify for Chase's new program where you could access up to 150.
If you want to make more. Mom gets pulled over for driving too fast. You know what? Maybe we let her off today. Both of those stories, fair. But you're going to get attacked by the other side that has an ideal that all humans try to strive for, and it will feel terrible because they are right. And so what? And so I think that like understanding that that conflict will always exist between two apparent ideals that, and this is fun, this is foundationally what politics is, right?
Yeah.
Is that there are two apparent ideals that all of us, I would say 99% of people would say justice is good, mercy is good, variety is good, consistency is good, right? Respecting values is good, so is innovating and doing new things.
Mhm.
How can we have both of these contradictory ideas and at the same time like navigate that without conflict? You can't, because how much becomes the question. And so I think that your thumbprint as a creator is that when someone presents a scenario and says, does Alex choose mercy or justice in this scenario, that your audience says, gets it right. And so I think about branding in general as basically a mosaic that you get to create. And so like each piece of content is a little tile that has a single color on it. And if you just see one piece of short content of Stephen Bartlett, you don't really have an idea who Stephen Bartlett is. But if you see 1,000 of them, all of a sudden you zoom out and you get to see the whole picture. And I think that the colors that are in those mosaics and the proportion of how many yellows, how many reds, how many greens, and where are they is what ultimately creates the brand. And so because people want to try and turn this into, okay, so I make one post about family, I make one post about finances, I make one post about whatever, right? It's like, I don't think that's how it works.
Yeah.
I think you just be you, and then those proportions will naturally shake out. And also, over time, you will change. And so it also makes sense that your brand will change.
Yeah.
And that was also another thing that I had to reconcile, which is like, wait, I don't know if I agree as much with some of the things that I said 10 years ago. Because the thing is, in the digital world, like my first podcast was 2017, July of 2017.
Wow.
Episode 8 is called Stop Branding. I have changed my views on branding, to be clear.
Yeah.
But that first podcast is 90 days from when I lost everything.
Mhm.
And so the entire like Hormozy journey, if you want to call that, from 0 to billion, is actually documented 90 days from 0. It's all there. And so you can see how my views on business have changed and like what I was thinking about at every kind of portion of my life. And so I had to just be okay with the idea that like, I will change my mind because I will get new information. Because let's take the alternative stance. If I get new information, do I just keep parroting what you did before? This is also an issue with politics,
Yeah.
right? Is that like, he's flippy floppy. It's like, so they're not allowed to learn? Like, you've been in politics for 20, like you haven't learned anything, like no stances changed. Like I feel like we should be able to do that. And obviously brands don't work that way. So it has to be gradual over time, which I think if you are always you at all times, it will be gradual over time.
Yeah. I don't know. I think a lot of the time we end up over focusing on unreasonable people, which is a war we can never win anyway.
Yeah.
Because you say that to me, I think I think it was like I had this this guy, the therapist on my podcast, who I then spoke to after the podcast, and he basically broke it down to me. He was like, "There's 20% of people that just absolutely love everything you will ever do.
Yeah.
Like you could say anything, you change them, they're just super fans.
Yeah.
There's 80% of people that are actually like, he said there's 60% of people
Yeah.
that are really reasonable.
Yeah.
They don't speak.
Yeah.
They just watch. They're like reasonable
silent
human beings.
majority, yeah.
And then there's 20% of people with no matter what the fuck you do, they're gonna be. This is like, don't spend your life focusing on the 20%. The quiet majority, the 60%, they don't tweet. They don't. They just chill. And then the 20%, you know, they're your evangelists. But you know, I find myself falling into the trap of.
So what's interesting about the 20% is that, like, I was thinking about this today. So no matter who you are, you're going to be disliked, period. Because no one's liked by everyone. So we just have to, like, if we can accept that as a premise, right? No one's gonna be liked by everyone. You might as well be disliked for being you than being somebody else.
Amen.
Right?
Amen.
At the most basic level.
Yeah.
The being disliked is a fixed cost.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think to take the opposite perspective, I think it is far better to be disliked for being who you are than loved for someone you're not.
Yeah. And one of the great entrepreneurs I interviewed on the podcast said to me, when it comes to marketing and branding and this sort of attention conversation we're having, she said to me that in order to reach your 80%, you have to piss off your 20%, or at least be willing to piss off your 20%. It was Jane Warung, who's the founder of Demologica, global beauty brand with, I think, hundreds of thousands of people. And she sat and said, to get to your 80%, you have to be willing to piss off. No, actually, fuck. She said, to get to your 20%, you have to be willing to piss off the 80%. And from a branding perspective, it makes so much sense, because when you stand for something clearly, which you do, you inadvertently stand against a ton.
Have to. If you draw a line, there's a side on either side, and you have to say, like, I'm on this side.
Did you see that Nike ad?
Dude, I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
I was just going to say that. Yeah, the Willem Dafoe ad.
Yeah.
Like, what's yours is mine and what's mine is mine.
Yeah.
Just like, it was actually the first time that I'd seen something from Nike in a long time that I was like, this is what built this brand. And I think they had lost their way for a while.
Yeah.
With like the wokeism and all that stuff. And I think it's like, Nike means victory, which means people have to lose.
Yeah. And they were willing to say that for the first time ever.
Right.
I posted it on my LinkedIn, and it was 50-50.
Yeah.
I'd say it was actually more like 80% of people were either neutral or pissed off, and 20%. Yeah, and 20% of people were like, "That is me. I am a Nike person." And for me, when I saw that, I thought I want to buy some Nike shorts.
Yeah, it was the first time I actually felt like I had positive brand affinity towards the brand in a long time.
How important in this game of building and starting is people?
Very.
A hiring question.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why I asked this question, because when I look at my portfolio, early stage first founders never seem to understand the importance of hiring in people.
Yeah.
And I bang my head against the wall trying to convince them that actually the game they're playing is in the word company, group of people.
Yeah. So I'll start with one thing and then I'll answer the question. So I was talking to a mentor of mine, and he said, when I was in my 20s, it was all about the destination. He said, when I got to my 30s, I realized it was all about the journey. He said, when I was in my 40s, I realized it was about the company. And I was like, I can't wait till you're in your 50s. I was like, what's the next one, right? But I thought that was such a profound shift in terms of how he thought about his business success, because he was like, I don't need to be a decabillionaire. He's like, I'm cool where I'm at. And now I just want to do it with people that I like. And so to the question about people overall.
There are 101 ways that you could get clients for your agency, coaching or consulting business, but there are 3 to avoid. Number 1, sending thousands of cold emails and following up like a madman, hiring an army of appointment setters and posting on social media every damn day. If you're doing one of these 3 things, or all of these 3 things, and you're not getting clients, I want you to listen to me, because I've got 17 unique ways that you can use to get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of appointments every single month with ideal clients for your business. And I created this ad and the training that follows to explain how I can help you get 20 new high-ticket clients in the next 180 days. Guaranteed, no joke. I want you to watch the training because you will get value from it. Let's get started. Hey, my name's Charlie Morgan. I've got an important message for you, and it's that you do not need to bombard your niche with cold emails and endless follow-ups to get clients. And you certainly don't need to hire an army of appointment setters, and you most certainly do not need to go spending a fortune and paying up front to some random appointment setting agency that, let's be honest, is not even going to deliver results. And I know that you don't have to do any of this because I didn't do any of this, and last month I made $800,000, and it wasn't just me. All of my clients did the same thing. They're using the same systems that I've used to build multi-7 and 8-figure businesses with a predictable, reliable way of client acquisition, and all they had to do was use the right system. And I'm going to share this system with you on the next page. So here's what I'm asking. My massive request from you is that you click or tap the button.
I believe that the potential of an organization is directly correlated with the aggregate intellectual horsepower of everyone contained within it. And so if you are the smartest person in the business, then, and you can do everyone's job better than everyone in your company, then it means that the limit of the business is purely based on one person's horsepower and one person's life experiences. And that will be the cap. And basically, it doesn't matter how smart you are, you can't live 100 lifetimes. Like, you can learn quickly, sure, there's some people who can learn faster than others, but you're not going to be able to live 1,000 lifetimes. And so as a business grows, more expertise is required. And I think the easiest litmus test for this is if you look at the richest people in the world, almost none of them own 100% of their business. So number one, most of them don't even own.
Like, most of them are small percentages. Jensen Huang's at 4% for NVIDIA. Bezos is at 7 or 9% for Amazon. I think Elon's at 20 for Tesla. Like, small percentages. And it's because it takes a lot of horses to take a chariot to the moon, right? And so basically, as you put in more intellectual horsepower, the potential peak of the business goes so much higher, so much faster. Keith Verbois from, he was one of the original PayPal Mafia guys, has a really good analogy for this. And he talks about it in terms of barrels and ammunition. And he says, so as soon as you get some product market fit, the business starts to grow, and you say, okay, we need to start shipping things faster. And this works the same with a services business, a physical products business, software business. The concept's the same. And so what happens is you then hire a lot of people, and you assume that your throughput is going to increase proportionally. So we have 10 people, we hire 50, we should 5x our output. And then you quickly realize that that is not the case. And so what happens is there are people who are rate limiters for an organization, and those are the barrels. So think about like a Civil War barrel, you know, old cannon, and you've got these cannonballs next to it. He said most people are ammunition. And so you bring more ammunition, but you're still going to be limited by the one barrel capacity of how many shots can get taken by the barrel. And so you need to find more barrels. So you have to go from 1 barrel to 2 barrels, 2 barrels to 3 barrels. And that becomes an increase in capacity or throughput for the organization. And there are very few of those. In a different, I can't remember the law, but it's some organizational law, but the square root of the number of people in a company generate 50% of the work. So if you have 100 people in an organization, 10 people are responsible for 50% of the value that's created.
Facts.
Right. Anybody who's been in a, like, you're like preach. And so the thing is I think the real game of entrepreneurship is that your standards rise over time. And it's unfortunate because we hear things that other entrepreneurs tell us. It's all about the people, stupid. And then you're like, sure, but look at and it's like, no, you're not hearing it. And I don't know, there are some, I think Williamson talks about this, how there's like some lessons that for some reason, it's like we have to learn for ourselves. I still believe that it's like we can operationalize this at a lower level so that we don't have to learn it for ourselves. I'm convinced. I haven't figured it out yet. But so every entrepreneur can resonate with this, which is every business that I've started, I've gotten to the success of the business prior way faster. And I kind of liken it to a video game where it's like you beat level 1 and then, you know, you get to level 2 and it's like you spend months trying to beat this boss and you finally figure out how to beat the boss and it's like great. And then you spend another 3 months beating boss 3. And let's say you start the game over with a new character. It's like you just zoom through level 1, 2, and 3 and then you get to level 4 and you're like, shoot, now I got to spend time. It's like virgin land. Like, I don't know how to beat this yet. And so I think that happens for archetype finding, for skill and talent within an organization. And so
say that again.
So if you have functions across an organization, there are people who are going to drive results within that function. And the first time you hire a salesperson, for example, you don't know what you're looking for. And so you just hire a human who says they can sell. And maybe they can, maybe they can't. And then you try to train them, that doesn't work, does work, whatever. And then finally, let's say you cycle through 3 sales guys, and finally you find a killer. And then you have this pattern recognition. You're like, okay, that's what I'm looking for. And then all of a sudden you try and approximate that person or that archetype as much as you can. And so when you start your second company, you're like, oh, I can quickly staff up sales because I know what I'm looking for. But then you're like, shoot, I've never really nailed sales manager yet. And so then you cycle through, you start whacking away at the boss, and then you have to end up firing the boss at the level because you're like, oh God, this didn't work. And then 6 months are gone because you had to find them, recruit them, hire them, train them, and then find out they sucked, and then start over again. And maybe it takes 18 months to really find the right sales manager. And then you're like, okay, I know what that looks like, but I still don't have a director of marketing. What does that look like? And so it's basically developing this pattern recognition across all functions of the business so that you know what exceptional looks like. And then over time, what happens is as a business grows, your ability to attract talent increases. And so then your standards also grow. And then you find out that there's even more nuance to this, which is that there's a director of sales at a $1 to $10 million level, which is a different looking person from $10 to $100 million level. And it continues to go all the way up. And so it's basically building this repertoire of identifying patterns. And if you talk to, I would say, more experienced entrepreneurs now, they don't talk about building businesses. It's like assembling them. You just assemble the pieces and you just know that this is how it's all going to flow together. And that fundamentally is basically what I try and decode within the content that I have, so that it's like, here's a pattern for how you can recognize this. Here's a pattern for how you recognize this, so that you can just move faster through the levels to get to where you want to go. And so to loop back to the original question, which is how important are people in an organization? People are the organization. And so if you ever want to build enterprise value, it's building the collective consciousness of the organization, the skills and how they collaborate together towards a specific outcome. And so knowing how to staff that up is the job.
I think the reason why first-time founders feel like they have to learn this lesson themselves is because everything you've just said is an unknown unknown. Like, they don't even know that they don't know it. So they hire the sales guy because they were their friend from high school, and then they go through the pain. And I say this because I'm so unbelievably passionate about it. I went through the same BS. I hired my friend who worked at Prada to be our account. I hired a guy I met at a rap battle to be my marketing director who was literally playing video games for a living at 30 years old. And I went through this whole thing, and then at maybe 3 or 4 years into my first business, I accidentally hired someone great. like through no intention of myself, accidentally. Yeah. And I saw the net impact they had, and I thought, oh my God, over the coming years, I learned that the fundamental game here was, as you said, assembling the best group of people. How, if I'm a first-time founder, can I put a system in place to make sure that even though I don't know what a good salesperson looks like, even though I don't know what an good person looks like, I still attract them to my company?
The simplest way of doing it, so the simplest way of attracting somebody to your business when you don't know how to do the job or know who to look for, is to unfortunately do the job yourself. And then once you can break down the job, we follow 3 Ds, which is document, demonstrate, duplicate. That's how we train anybody. So first, you have to document everything that you do to successfully do the job. And that's step by step into a checklist. Then you demonstrate. So you do this checklist in front of the person that you're trying to bring on. Then they duplicate, they do the checklist in front of you. What's interesting about that 3-step process is that you'll often find when you try to demonstrate following the checklist, you don't follow your checklist. And so then you have to adjust the checklist until you actually follow the checklist. And then when you can consistently follow that checklist and get the output, then you can have them do that checklist. And so I think this is why bootstrap founders, I think oftentimes we'll find they tend to know more about more things because they had to learn them in order to teach them. Now, what's really interesting about what you said about accidentally finding that star at 3 or 4 years in is that I think that happens to almost everyone. Well,
Okay. So we're actually back, guys. Let's see here. So Do. See, like, are these even reliable ways? Chat, like, did you set me up for failure? So we can find me. So basically, right now, I'm just trying to find a good couple of subreddits. So we'll probably use like 3 subreddits. Work, life, balance. Wonder that one. Oh, so how do I do that dot JSON? Where'd that go? Hmm. Okay. So how can you gonna do? Workplace challenges. We're gonna do anti-work. let's see if all right, we're just gonna keep it super simple. Yeah. Wellness. That's actually a good idea. Like what? Like she digital self care, bro. Like yeah, the so I'm gonna do general self care. So let's just do these two real quick. So we're basically gonna get the top from anti work, and then we're gonna get the top from. But I think we want a specific. Should we do like personal well being or something? All that word do to my daughter. Like what? This woman got like 4K fucking. Okay, most people work jobs because their capacity, man. Yeah, so we can just like train a bot like all this crap real quick, or like basically have our model pull from this in real time to kind of like pile ideas. But I wonder how we would get it to like reason about some of this stuff, like which is gonna be better than what kind of thing would be like the real question. So from here, I think we don't even need this. We just need like a. Can I just like JSON? How would I like data? Request. Trying to go to request. Okay. For example, we can get this. JSON. Custom. Easy, man. Let me make sure that's gonna work. What are these called? Upvotes? Oh, I'm thinking they're called likes. So I just likes or upvotes. Votes. What is it? 400. Okay, something happening. But now this page is frozen. This page is frozen. My whole browser's frozen. I think they're trying to hack. So we're just gonna close every window here. Like, screw it. Screw it. We're starting over. Actually, hold on. Let's not do that. Yeah, because I need these windows, and like if I don't have them, then it's like, what's the point, right? So we're basically bye bye Brave. Okay. Then we're gonna end this. So we don't need this Google Chrome shit. Right. But sometimes stuff happens like that. So uh, chat.com. Google.com. Google.com. Okay. Let's see. This is like the long flag agent. This like this is like where we talk to the guy at, and then over here, add a new note. Oops, do that. So basically, we want to HTTP request. Hmm, add the, oh, I'm tripping. So we can simply make a request to like this endpoint here, like basically, for example, where we go. Wait, what the? Because where did we Here we go. Actually, it. Okay. Wait, no, this isn't it. This is it, but basically, let's have it search like it's subreddit, and so we can have it do something like this. Let's, get Reddit data, please. This thing's going like insanely slow. Oh, your tab group's automatically saved. That's fire. Let's see. So essentially, we need user agent. It's gonna be pretty straightforward. We're gonna need this. Accept. Application. JSON. So basically, this tells it to accept JSON. So like basically, you need these headers just so it knows or it thinks you're like a real browser and not a bot. And basically, like it processes this stuff. So basically, now. Okay, so usually what you can also do is test this stuff in like tool like Postman. So like for example, I can open up this. Like I said, hey, oops. Like I said, hey, Postman. See, Postman instantly returns it though. Okay, can I like export the these? I mean, not export, but export this stuff. So let's just say forbidden. Let's see if chat can generate a curl command for that. It's like not working or something. Why is it not working? I'm kind of. I'm so sick and tired of the Photoshop. Yeah, this makes no sense as to why it wouldn't work. So I get this message from Reddit. Hmm. I don't see that like working.